All right, hello everybody. We're going to be making thumbnails. We're going to see how many thumbnails we can make in 1 hour, and I need somebody to do this for me. So the very first thing we're going to do is we're going to open Photoshop. I have a template already up. It's got my logo in it. This is a sample thumbnail I made. So this is how we're not going to waste any time. We're going to go to my YouTube channel, right? Trolling Profit on YouTube. We're going to go to the videos. We're going to see all these videos, right? So let's just say, for example, we see this video and we're going to click on it. Could open another tab, but whatever, let's do this, right? So we're going to look at the name of it. So we can do strikes again in Dead by Daylight. Okay, strikes again, something's happening. We're not going to watch the video, obviously. We're just going to skip through, and I'm going to look at this smaller one because, I don't like this, but the big picture is blurry when you scroll through, but the bottom one is not. So we're just going to kind of scroll through. This is a very short video. You see this? Scrolling through, and not a whole lot. This is a short video, but I did see one where the bear looks angry. Maybe kind of here. Scroll through, maybe right here. So let's see what happens in this part. Oh, bear is charging.
He's had to see it.
Right there. Okay, so that's my thumbnail. Let me back it up a little bit. The hardest part here is getting the exact frame. This is the hardest part of the process. So I kind of like that one where he's close. Maybe here. Maybe this right here. Okay. So I'm going to screenshot and I'm going to grab this whole frame, right? Now, I'm going to back out. I'm going to go to my folder where my screenshots are automatically going to, which is here, and I'm going to pull that one screenshot and drag it in. Excuse me. So, I'm going to just already make it bigger to where it fits, like maybe here. Right? I'm going to bring it, it's down here. So I'm going to bring it to, I'm going to bring it above. Sorry, I'm bringing the wrong thing. Edit, undo. Where's the screenshot? Is this it? This is the screenshot. Anyway, I'm going to rasterize it so I can sharpen it, but I need to bring this up. Let me bring it to the top. Okay. And now let me put my logo above it. I'm going to filter, sharpen, unsharp mask. I'm just going to increase the radius a little, the sharpening, preview it off, preview it on. Maybe that's a little too sharp, a little less. Preview off, preview on. All right, I'm going to hit OK. Now, problem with this thumbnail is it's a lot of wasted space. So, first of all, let me get my curves, put it over the top. That's too much, so I'm going to click on my curves, and they're over here. And I'm just going to reset them for this particular image. I'm going to go with the RGB, give it a little brightness, a little bit of contrast, the blues. I'm going to pull them back down. Let me just test the blues. I'm going to actually take some blues out, maybe put them in the brightness. The red for the bear. Let me see, the red looks better. Looks about okay, not bad. So you could see if I take that off, I put it on. I have it on top of the logo in the top right, so maybe I want to put the logo above it, just so it doesn't affect the logo. Now the problem is, I'm going to name this file save as Tro Pro Thumbs, and let's just save that so we have it. And I'm going to actually, let me see this hue and saturation one. That actually put a lot of color into it. Maybe I want to pull that down a little bit. Off, let me see, on. It's just giving it a little boost. That's fine for now. I'm actually going to go ahead and delete everything else in here. I think I'm just gonna delete everything. Maybe I'll leave these background layer, whatever. We probably don't need it. I'm gonna delete everything. We're just gonna keep it simple, right? Problem, like I said, is the framing of the video. So Control T, and we'll just kind of rotate this, maybe drag it bigger, rotate it some more, drag it bigger so it fits. Something like this, right? I'm going to make the logo, Control T, I'm going to make that a little bigger too, and maybe put it this way. Let me see. Maybe on an angle like that. All right. So I can probably shift my image, tapping the left arrow, shift it over. All right. So something like this, right? The brightness, the color. Maybe I want to pop a little more of the blue back in, maybe. Maybe not. All right, that. All right, so I'm going to go with this. I'm going to go back to my video, go copy the video title. I'm back here. I'm going to go File, Export, Export As, and then I'm going to do JPG, the JPEG, the size. I don't know where it says okay, it says about 1 megabyte. I'm going to export this. I'm going to send it. First, I'm just going to make a folder. Actually, you know what? I'm just going to put it here. I'm going to call it this and save it. All right, so there's that one image. Thumbnail, done. Is it the best in the world? No, but we've been recording for 7 minutes, and that's just me showing the process. So let's back up here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up this video, this video, this video, this video, this video, this video, this one. That thumbnail looks kind of cool. I think I'm going to leave that alone. This. That thumbnail looks interesting too. I think I'm probably going to leave that one alone, at least for now. This one's interesting. But I think this one works for the title. Let me see. Bewildered Pinheads. Okay, I'm going to click this one. This one. We're going to see if we can make all these. This one looks cool too, even though it's a little dark. That one looks interesting. That's got 534 views. I might leave it alone. Or I'll look for that same frame. But anyway, let's go here. No reporting zone. I'm just going to skip through here. I don't think that there's anything. This is another short video. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm just skipping through. Like I said, you got to look at the small video because the top one's blurry, but there's really nothing going on here. So maybe this end screen right here, make this bigger. Why is it playing like double speed here? Whatever. I'm going to take this end game screen and I'm just going to grab it. And I'm going to copy this title. And I'm going to go back to my screenshots, which is right here. Pull this in. I'm going to make sure it's underneath my layers. Control T to make it larger. You could already see that it's been affected by the layers, right? So I'm going to put that. I'm going to rasterize it so I can filter unsharp mask. Let me just slap it on. Let me undo that because the unsharp mask is making it, I don't like the way it's sharpening. So I'm actually going to make the lines thicker like this. And put OK. Obviously, I'm going to move the logo out of the way and maybe take this text like that. I'm cutting off some things, but you could see there's text there. All right, so something like this. It doesn't look the greatest, but let's see if I take off this filter. You get this. It actually kind of looks a little better with the filter off. So the filters are a little much, so I might like pull them back a little bit. The green is not really doing anything. The blue is a little much. Take the filters off on. Might want to just go to the RGB and darken it a little bit. Bring the brights out. So this is off, this is on. It almost looks better. I'm not gonna lie, it almost looks better with it off, but let's just go with this on. And we're just going to file export, export as, export. I'm gonna paste the name and on to the next video, which is this. Wesker bested by Super Kate, right? So we got to figure it's going to be Wesker versus Kate. So let's look at the small images. This is a long video. So this is more games than one. I think we want to use the game that has Wesker in it because of the title. So as we scroll through, there's nothing really jumping out to me as a thumbnail except for... Let's see. This was the Wesker game back here. So right around here is Kate versus Wesker, right? So the hardest part is actually finding a thumbnail. This looks pretty cool, but it doesn't have Wesker in it. So let's keep things simple and we'll find one that has Wesker in it if we can. This is the hardest part right here, is actually finding a thumbnail. So here we go. This right here, this kind of works because she's in the truck and she shouldn't be there. So this is an exploit. So maybe we find one of these clips. Probably want to back that up a little bit and get him on. I'm just looking for a shot where he's actually bigger. Right here. Come on, pause. It's not pausing. Let's look, let's watch. So you got to watch some of it. Here we go. Perfect, right? So we get something like this. All right, and then we get their teabagging. Okay, so I think we want to see that it's a truck. So I feel like this side looks better. That's pretty much it. So here's our screenshot. This is the hardest part right here. Finding the screenshot. Probably the teabagging with her crouching. And then unfortunately when I'm clicking, I'm using spacebar and the arrows, but the arrows don't go frame by frame, so it's kind of hard to find the exact frame. But let's say we take this, right? And we'll grab the whole thing, back out, and copy that, open up our folder. Here's a shot. We're going to pull it in underneath the curves. Control T is going to resize it. We're going to fit it right in here, and this is kind of annoying, but I don't know why it's not zooming in the center, but here we go. We can even make this a little bigger. We could even tilt it this way so we get a bigger Wesker like this, right? And then the logo, we could probably move it up here. We could put it, we don't really want to put things in the bottom right because that's where the video timestamp goes, but we could put it anywhere. Oops, I'm dragging the wrong thing. We could put it anywhere really. I'm on the video. Hold on. I want to reframe it a little more like that. I want Wesker as big as possible. I'm on my thumb. See, I can't put it there. It's over her head. I don't want to put it there. It's over her body. I don't want to put it there. It's over his head. I want to put it here. Other thing I could do is take this image and edit, transform, rotate, flip horizontal, and put it this way and drag it over here. And then I can take this and put it in the bottom corner where it's not in the way. So we flip the image. However, I don't know. I feel like it looked better the other way. So I think I'm going to leave it this way just because of the way that it just looks more appealing to me. Maybe I'm just not used to it looking reversed. But, I mean, we could put the logo here. Problem is, it's just too... We could put it here. It's going to get blocked by the timestamp on the video. So, you know, this is taking longer because it's just the thought process of how to deal with this image right here. Maybe rotate this back, take this image and move it over like this. Flip it a little more like that. And here you have it. So maybe rotate the nurse head like this. And that could work. Or rotate it to where it's like this and it's like it's farther away from her. Could shrink it, but I don't want to make it too small. So here you have this, right? Rasterize it. We don't always have to do this, but for sake of making it look sharper, let's just see. That does make it look sharper. The saturation gives it a little more color. The curves pop it a little more brightness. If we want, like, we don't have to always be this picky, but let's say we add some more green in the brights to give it more grass, to give it more a greenish hue. Off, on, off, on. Take some out of the, let's see, off, on. So it just gives it a little more brighter color. I'm going to do file, export as, save it, paste the title. It's not going to let me title it that because of this this character here. I can just do that, save it. All right, next we move on to next one, Tinkerdet Runesmeyer's game. So we just kind of skip through. Once again, we got to look at the small image, I think, because the top one's blurry. If you could see the top one, more power to you, but I'm looking at the bottom one. And I see this one where he's vaulting out the window. I feel like... Actually, I want the one where it doesn't really show the aura through her. It just looks better. See how you can see his legs going through her? So I want, there we go, something more like this. Maybe this. Oh, this looks good. So I'm going to screenshot that, back on out, go to my folder, take this one. I'm going to click on this image first so I know that I'm pulling it in right above this image. And then I'm going to just drag it bigger, bigger, maybe tilt it to where both characters fit better. That's too big. That might be too big. How about like here? Right, like this maybe. I kind of want to see a little more of Claudette. But actually, maybe not. Maybe I just want to make it bigger like this. I guess it's just a matter of finding the perfect size for it, right? So I can put it like this. And if I do that, then I can move my logo back to this corner. Although it kind of looked okay over here. So let me undo Control Z, Control Z, Control Z, Control Z is not working. Control Z, Control, whoops. Edit, redo. Maybe drag this back over here. I guess it looks better over here. What is this line? Oh, that's the bar. Okay. So maybe it looks better over on this side. Control. I don't like in the bottom left corner that little red line. So I think I'm going to Control T and just make it a little bigger. Tilt it. Bring it a little more up like this. The filters are okay. Rasterize this. Let's just see what happens if I unsharp filter it. It just sharpens it. The logo looks okay. Maybe it will look better with like a tilt to it like that. And then in this case, we could even make it bigger because of the space that's not being used. You know, you could have it like this. Maybe not too big. We don't want it to be a distraction from the thumbnail, but we want it to be visible. And then if you look at the filters, this is color. It's not doing a whole lot. I have the color minimal, like it's just doing +16 and the saturation. Here's the filter. The filter looks pretty good like this. I'm going to File, Export As, and then I'm going to go to Video, copy the title. You don't have to copy the full title, but at least like, you know, this part. Export it, paste the title. So we're getting exports. So now we've been doing this for 23 minutes. So next one is, I told you to stay away from the basement. So something that has to do with the basement, I would say, or something that makes you think as we scroll through. We see this is all lobby. Someone hanging on a hook. Keep scrolling. The hardest part here is just seeing something good. So, you know, there's this guy. Keep going back. Let me just scroll through again. We got this shot where Kate's being carried. Play is not working for some reason. We click the middle. Let me see if we can get a clear image of something here. Maybe, maybe not. So, okay. There you go. Something like this. So we don't have to spend forever trying to find something. You know, if we have this, I can pull this in right here, make it bigger. Like I said, maybe tilt, maybe not. You know, something like this, right? Looks pretty good. I'm going to put it underneath my layers. I might want to pop the curves a little more on this because it's a little dark. We bring in some brightness, right? Depending on the screenshot. Let's say we want to pull in a little more red. Look at the red now, looks nice. Colors are popping. It looks different. You know, that's before, that's after. It gives a vibrance to it. The logo's perfectly fine there. This thumbnail, I would say, is done. Maybe we don't always have to do this, like I said, but let's just go for measure, rasterize it, unsharp. And that's too much, I would say. So I'm going to undo that. It kind of looks better without it, but let's just say we go to filter and go to sharpen, unsharp mask. And let me make the lines thicker and then make the sharpness less, like this. So you can preview off, preview on. Maybe a little less. Preview off, preview on. Like, look at this big off, on. Just give a little sharpening. Don't go overboard. That's probably good. And you know what? See how fast we made that one? So I'll take this title right here. Control C, copy, file, export as, export, save the name, enter, another thumbnail is done. Move on to the next. Cheater Frames TikTok streamer reports him 2 killers in 1 game. So important thing is 2 killers in 1 game here. So we want to try to find a point where it shows 2 killers in 1 game. There's 1 killer, that would be me. Like I said, I'm looking at the bottom picture. Even though it's smaller, it's clearer. So I'm going to scroll through here. I see the Chucky. There we go. Chucky versus there we go. Okay. So since Chucky's small, it's going to be hard to get them in the same picture, in the same frame, I think. So this one's going to be a little tricky, but you know, this would be a cool image right here, but also I don't want to get into where I'm editing 2 pictures together. I want to just find a screenshot. Ah, okay, there we go. Perfect. This is perfect. I'll tell you why this is perfect. Oh, this is even better. This is perfect. I'm going to screenshot this. And if you're not sure, screenshot it, but then like, you know, move forward. But that is a perfect screenshot, and I'm going to show you why. So I'm going to come back over here. See how good these screenshots are looking for like no work whatsoever. Boom. Now watch this. So I'm going to take this. We're not even going to show the whole killer. We're just going to show the legs. Like this, right? There. Just the feet. Chucky. Maybe a little smaller. So we could see the axe in the hand. Look at this. Curve it this way. So either move it, I say we move it this way. And just let me, I don't like on the left that black spot, so let me just tap it over to the right more. I'm going to hit that. I'm going to I wonder if you can unsharp mask it with, oh, see, never mind. Forget, I was saying rasterize it, but you don't have to do it in this version of Photoshop. In the older versions of Photoshop, you had to rasterize in order to sharpen something. In this version, you don't. And I didn't realize that till right now. So if you have this later version of Photoshop, you might not have to rasterize to sharpen. So I just sharpen, remove the logo out of the way, maybe put the logo just, that's probably fine right here. And look at that. So saturation in, bright, curves in. This gives everything a brighter look to it. I might want to add some more greens into it because it's doesn't really have much green in the image, but I don't want to go overboard. So let me just check if I boost the lows. No. Pull the greens out for a second and pull them in. No, I don't think it works. Maybe pull them out of the highs. Not really. All right, I'm just going to undo. I'm going to leave it how it was because that looks pretty good. So you test stuff and it works or it doesn't. Maybe it's the blues I'm looking for. But I'm see the blues and the brights, but let me pull out the blues real quick and put them in, and then maybe pull them out of the lows and boost them a little in there, and in the uppers and the mids highs. All right, off, on, off, on. I think this is probably the best we're gonna get it here. It looks pretty good. You see the axe and you see the axe. You could tell this is a killer. Survivor down. Chucky's jumping in to Mori or whatever, not Mori, hitter or whatever. I think this is a great thumbnail for as quickly as we made it. And we're gonna copy and go back here, file, export. I'm sure there's a quick command for exporting, but let's just hit export, paste it in, and we are at 30 minutes now. I'm not sure how many thumbnails we made, but we're just gonna keep moving forward. Next video. Flashlights go here in Dead by Daylight. So something to do with flashlights. That's an interesting image right here. Already. The one that had the bright lights on it. Full screen, of course. You definitely want to make sure you're in full resolution as well. See, I haven't been checking that. It's only in 1080. See, I messed up. I should be putting this in 1440 to get a better image. Unfortunately, it only put it in 1080 for me. So to get a better screenshot, like what about this screenshot right here with the lights? Play is not working. It's kind of annoying. Okay, there was a flicker of a flashlight right here. Okay, this is actually an interesting image where it says flashlights go here. I kind of like that, honestly, but let me just skip through to see if I notice anything else better. There's that image, but this is a cool image, but it doesn't really like go with the title of the video. I do like that shot. But as we just scroll through a little more to see if there's anything. This video was about, the title is about me putting flashlights in a pile, so this might be the better image right here, honestly. This, if you can see it. I don't know if you can see it in the video. You might not be able to see this. So, with the sable running around right there. It's kind of annoying because it's not letting me click. So maybe this shot, if we can take this shot, right? And then this one's going to be tricky because it's smaller, but I think we might be able to work with it. Let me just pull it in. And I would have to make this much bigger. This is why my frame's always small, because I'm like enlarging things so big here. But let's say we have this right here, right? Can we actually see this in a thumbnail? And I don't know why it doesn't let me center this, but it's kind of annoying. So Control T to make this even bigger. I don't like this part on the floor that shows the bar. So I want to make this even bigger. Even bigger. Turn it more. Go like this. Okay. Logo back over here. And image underneath all the adjustments. Pull it this way. And I don't know if you could see those flashlights. I'm going to tap it over a little. I don't know if you could see these flashlights. In this case, you might want, the logo is a little bit in the way, but let's turn it and move it a little out of the way. Now, I don't know if you can see these flashlights here. in a small thumbnail, right? So let me try to see if I boost like colors, like what about the greens? So each image you might have to tweak the different colors for the adjustment layers depending on what the image is. But let's just reset these back down. Um, blue. I'm gonna pull blues out. Maybe pop them in the highs a little bit. Green. Let me see what happens with green. No, I'm not liking the green. Maybe in the lows. Nope, I'm not really liking the green boost very much. The red out of the lows. Okay, that looks okay. And then I'm gonna try to sharpen this image. Filter, unsharp mask. Let me see, preview off, on. Let me just see if I do this. Make it a lot sharper. Um, okay, so in a case like this, right? Let's say I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to come over here where I have, yes, I don't have. I guess I don't have. Let me see. Images. Let me see. Images. Let me try arrow. Nothing. Images. Arrow. No. Raid. Arrow. There we go. Okay, I'm gonna take this, pull this arrow in, turn it this way. And there. All right. So something like this. This one took a little longer to make, but I feel like it kind of fits the title. Flashlights go here. Copy that. It's harder to see, unfortunately. It's going to be harder to see as a thumbnail, but whatever. It should be okay. File. We're not trying to make the greatest thumbnails in the world here. We're just trying to make ones that enhance, that make people want to click on the video more. So we've got that one. Next, we're going to move on to this. He has 15K kills, but it's just a game. Okay, so it's just a weird title. We don't know what to expect, but just kind of scroll through and look for something that looks interesting. This is kind of interesting. Just Kate. Keep scrolling. This is a longer video. This is an hour video, so it's more to just look through. Just keep scrolling through to see if there's anything. There's this shot. Once again, I'm gonna make sure I'm on 1440. Okay. So there's this shot. That's not bad, actually. Let's see. Hooks. Oh, hits on the hook. Nothing crazy here. Let me just scroll through and see if there's anything else. Nothing really. This is an interesting shot, actually. I kind of like this. Kind of like this, so maybe like the kick. So I'll take this maybe and grab that image. And then I'm in the wrong folder now, so let me just back up to where all my images were, my screenshots. And I'm going to pull in this image right here and make it much bigger, like this. And then probably I'm going to put it underneath everything. And there, that already looks really good. And it's just as weird as the actual title of the video. So let me try the unsharp mask. Preview off, preview on. Actually, I'm on the wrong thing. I'm on the arrow. Go to the image, unsharp mask, preview on, preview off. It's better with it on, I guess. I'm just going to render this because this is an interesting picture. She's in the sky, moon's behind her, entity's got her, she's kicking her leg out. It's just a weird thumbnail that you have no idea, like, what does this even mean? I want to click on it. So I'm going to do File, Export as, Export, save that. This has been 41 minutes so far. I'm going to go to another. Sorry, someone's knocking on my door. Um, Hold on. Okay, so I'm going to go to this one. TTV adds me as a friend after I frame him, and I'm going to just kind of scroll through, look at the bottom. Once again, make sure it's 1440 size. This is kind of, actually, this is an interesting shot right here because there's two people is talking about framing somebody. So maybe like the pointing image, maybe possibly, not sure. Maybe that's not a good shot. Let me just scroll back, check again. Maybe not. Maybe I'm wrong. Because you don't really see Kate, do you? I don't know. Maybe it's not. Let me just keep looking through. We can come back to that if it is good. Remember, it's talking about like framing somebody. So you need to show two people. I don't see anything great. There's this one at the gate, but it's not really an action shot and it doesn't really like make you curious. So maybe we will go back to that one right here. If I can find this frame, that's pretty cool actually. I don't know why it won't like let me. There it is. Okay. Kind of. I need her to be pointing though. This could work. Let me back it up a little bit again. Pause. I need to see Kate's body. Like this is, we don't want this because her body is just in front of the whole camera. We want to get it to where we see her like this. There we go. All right. And the Meg is like pointing. So we'll grab this. And look how good this thumbnail is right here that we did. I mean, that's so cool. Like what is going on in this video? I want to click it. Right? This is the idea that we want behind this the screenshots is like we want people to be curious and click on it because they don't know what is happening. Right? So we can have this, we can make it bigger. We do want to see more of Kate, I would say, so we could see that it's a person. And then we can have this here like this. Obviously, we're going to move this over here. We can rotate it to make it look more aesthetically pleasing. The coloration is fine. The curves is very interesting. It's popping very bright. I kind of like that. We can check some greens to make it even the background even look more like brighter instead of like, or sorry, more like greenish rather than yellow. Maybe pull some of the, that's overkill. All right, that's overkill. So maybe put a little bit of greens, pull out. Maybe it's not the greens. Let's check the blues. Blues will give it a little more shine. And the brights, maybe, let me see without, first check without, and then with, without, with, reds, we keep the reds, I think, in the highs and crunch them in the lows. I'd say this is pretty good. I feel like we could probably have more blues in the... it takes a little experimentation. Maybe I want to take out the blues and that makes the floor, the bed more yellowish. All right, and then go to the main RGB, give it a little more bright, and then... Okay, overall, I think this is okay. It's good enough, I would say. A little bright on the bed, but we can't be too picky. We just want to make it like good enough to see. So I might want to pull this over like this, and if that's the case, I can put my logo back on this side. I don't know. I think I liked it better the other way. Maybe like this. See, I don't like this stuff on the left, all this visual eyesore, right? But like right here, it looks pretty good because it's cut off and the characters are center. Perfect, we're gonna go with that. Video title, TTV adds me as a friend after I frame him for hacks, right? Come over here, file, export as, export it, save it. We are at 47 minutes. We're going to come over here. How to get unlimited items in a chest. So right here we have going in a chest, right? So that could be our thumbnail right there. Or we just scroll through to see what else there is happening. Probably this one that shows something that shows the items, maybe. I'm not really seeing anything in this video. So we got to show the chest, right? Right there. Here we go. Holding med kits. Something that shows a lot of items, if possible, or maybe we just show this shot. Once again, I'm going to check my resolution. We are at 1440. Yeah, so this one is going to be... Let me go back. So back here, there's not a lot of items on the floor, I don't think. So I think the best shot is probably going to be around here. Maybe here. Play. Maybe this, because it has the toolboxes on the floor. Something that shows all the items on the floor, if possible. See, like I said, the hardest part is finding the right screenshot. I want to say this is the screenshot, and it's because let's just grab it. Skip forward. Skip forward. Oh, they're okay. Wait a minute. You see all those items on the ground? Let me skip forward. Yeah, this is the hardest part. Hardest part is actually finding a good shot. So maybe that shot where we saw all the items on the ground, possibly? Or when she's reaching down, like... It's not letting me pause. It's annoying. I have to click on the video to pause it. So I would say this is the shot. It's the one I took. And reason being is... the reason being is that it's got the chest. It's got her holding a med kit. It's got two toolboxes on the floor. It's got a map in the box, in the chest. So we want to show this, right? It's got the flashlight right here. We want to show this, I would say. The toolboxes on the floor, a med kit in the hand, a flashlight, maybe more like this. I'm trying to cut off, you see the bottom bar over there, but like right about there. Pull that in, put the logo, put it underneath everything. We're going to move the logo away from the toolboxes, so maybe like here. The coloration looks a little bad now. You can't really see. It looks pretty cool, but it's too bright because you don't really see the toolboxes and stuff. So let's bring that down, crunch some darks, go to the reds. I kind of like the reds like this, the brown floor. Pull out some of the reds here, go to the blues, or the greens rather. Let's leave the greens in the high. Pull them out. Let me just reset the greens really quick. Take them a little bit out of the lows. All right, let's see what blues look like. The blues are probably what's making it look weird, so let's pull them all out. Pump the blues up a little bit. Take them out of the low. Or take them out of the highs. All right, off, on, off, on. This is okay. Those are some weird blues, the way that I have them, but it's kind of cool. Go back to the RGB, maybe bring the lows back up a little bit because her shirt's kind of dark. And this is off, on, bigger. Let me go on the actual image, filter, unsharp mask. Let's see, off, on. Pretty good. Maybe make things a little thicker. On, boom. Okay. So we're going to come over here. I get unlimited items in the chest. Control, say, or export as, export, name. All right, and as you go on doing this, I would imagine you're going to get faster at it, but right now we're at 53 minutes. We probably have time for one more. So poor Ghostface meets Kate, the basement Houdini. We're going to look for a shot where it's Ghostface and Kate together, hopefully, if we can. All right, here it is. All right, right here. The nodding's making it difficult, but this is actually pretty good right here because it's Kate going in the basement, which the title says, the Kate the basement Houdini with a ghost face. So we just want to get a clear shot of him and her. Like this maybe with the basement. Like this, right? So I think this is the shot. Our resolution is at 1440. Let's go ahead and grab this image and pull it in here. put it underneath everything, drag it out nice and big. We got Kate, got Ghostface, Control T, flip it this way. She's going down the basement. Pretty good. We could take the logo and move it to here where it's why am I not on the logo? Logo and move it. Why am I not on the logo? All right, first let's go to we're going to do this filter unsharp mask. Looks better, sharper, I would say. Not too much sharper, a little sharper. Go on the logo again, and it's not letting me drag the logo for some reason. Why is it not letting I'm not on the right tool? Let me come up here. There we go. I'm going to put this in this corner. Like I said, you obviously, well, you wouldn't want to put it here anyway because Kate's there, but you don't want to put anything in the bottom right corner because the timestamp of the video goes there on YouTube. So I'm going to put this here where it's kind of out of the way. Let me check this video again. Let's move it here. Let's check the filter on it. Make it a little brighter. Make Ghostface a little brighter, I suppose. The greens, let's take a look. No, let's pull out the greens a little bit, at least in the highs. Let's see in the lows. No, I kind of like the greens like that. Gives a contrast a little bit. Let's check the blues. Blues are a little funky, but let's pull this out a little bit. Actually looks interesting with the blues kind of coming out more. And then maybe like this. And the reds are, we want her skin tone. And the highs. There we go. Show the basement more, a little more contrast. See, off, on, right? Come over here, where Ghostface meets Kate. Basement Houdini. Control C, file, export as, I keep losing it. Export. Sorry, I have quick PNG file, export as, export, save it, and that's been 57 minutes. Do we have time for another? Bewildered Pinhead has seen me before. Let's see if we just find Pinhead real fast. There, no, that's a nemesis. Pinhead. There's a Pinhead right there. So let's take a look. Pinhead. We got a Pinhead right here. All right, let's back up. Hit the back arrow. Back up. Why is it not backing up? I'm pointing at the hook. That's okay. That's an interesting shot. Maybe this shot. The waving? No, because he's. This is kind of a cool shot, honestly. I don't like that it's. I like the glow. I kind of like this. I'm going to take it. I don't like that it's over, like this stuff isn't the way, but you know what? The shot itself is probably worth it. I don't see anything great about that other than maybe when he was pointing at the hook would be better, possibly, like here. This could be another shot right here, but I think I'm going to go with the other one because I liked how that looked. But let's go ahead and grab... I don't know, actually. I mean, I kind of like this shot, but I feel like it's cluttered. I don't know if we can make it work. Probably want to... Because he's by the edge of the screen, so it's just weird how... Let's see. I suppose this could work, right? Put the logo back over here. We're going to have to rotate it, I think, to make it look more aesthetically pleasing. Maybe make it a little smaller. Maybe this. Save that, pull this underneath. All right, not bad actually. Take this and screenshot. Let's go to filter, unsharp mask. Maybe bring the thicker lines in. Is this doing anything? Am I on the right shot? It is. That might be a little overkill. All right, not bad. Let's go ahead with, maybe it's not overkill. For sake of making the image pop more. Like, let me see. Let me scroll this over. This could be our last one, but I don't know. It's kind of, it might be too much because you kind of want the background blurry. Maybe it's too much. Maybe pull it down a little bit. It's preference, but let's see. This kind of works. I say this kind of works, so let's go with, you know, look at it small. It's interesting. Let's go ahead with the title. Bewildered Pinhead has seen me before. Right, and then we're going to do file, save. Why can't I ever find it? Export. Photoshop has changed export as. There's a control, sorry, a quick command right here. Look, file, once again, I'm losing it. File export as is right here. Alt Shift Control W. Gee, like, should it be like 8 keys to do this? Alt Shift Control and W. Come on. Maybe you can change that to something else. Anyway, there's that one, or like I said, there's this one. Let's just say we wanted to compare. You know, we can put these two like this. And we have, let's say we make it bigger. And we got that. We could show the hook, maybe if we want to or not. But let's say we got that, right? Now, which one looks better? I don't know. Let's say filter, unsharp mask. Didn't really, oh, I did it on the curves. Okay, filter, unsharp mask. That pops a little more. So, whatever, we've got export. Remember your quick command, right? Let's do that and put 2 just so we have options. But either way, that has been an hour. So let's go actually see how much we've done. So I saved them. Where did I save them? I saved them in the images by daylight, and then we're just gonna go to sort by date. Obviously, you would just put these in their own folder. But in about an hour, roughly, pretty much exactly, considering the time, you know, took to open up things and, or never mind. Regardless, you would have Premiere, not Premiere, Photoshop opened up already, you know, ideally you'd have it opened up. So you would just open up this, look, save as, file save, and I'm going to save that. Which one looks better, this one or that one? I don't know. Actually, both of them are good, honestly. This one might look more interesting because they're face to face, and there's a little glow in the middle. But I kind of like this one too. Anyway, you'd open up this file, have everything there. So let's see what we did, right? What did we make? We started with this one, right? So in 1 hour, we made 13. Well, if you're going to count this, if you're going to count the second one, we don't have to count this, the second one for this. So let's just say we made 12 in 1 hour, right? That means you can at least make 12 in 1 hour, because I just came up with this now. Not came up with it, but I just tested this for the first time. Like, I'm not in the workflow. If you're in the workflow of it and you have everything going, like, okay, you can make at least 12 in an hour, right? So let's just say 12 an hour gives you 24 in 2 hours. gives you 48 in 4 hours. You can have 48, you could have roughly 50 thumbnails in 4 hours, right? That means you could have about 100 in 8 hours. So if you worked an 8-hour shift, which is a typical work day, right? You put in 8 hours, you can make 100 thumbnails in a day, right? And what is that worth to you? Putting in that, that time, 100 thumbnails, 8 hours. I would imagine you could probably make more. You might be able to make 15. Somebody who's really fast can probably make 20 in an hour. Like I said, the hardest part is really finding that thumbnail. That's the hardest part, right? I would say. Look, David does the gens his way. Look, you can go ahead right here and just take this screenshot right here, and you got a thumbnail. Boom, right? Let's just pretend we don't know what, we didn't just see that, but let's go to temp files. Where are they? Sorry, it's not there. So my screenshots, open a new tab. The screenshot is right here. Pull that in, put it underneath everything. Control T. There you have it. You got David doing the gen his way. You want to tilt it a little bit to fit more of the image. And there you have it. Screenshot. It's basically done, but honestly, I don't like how there's no contrast. So I'm going to come put some contrast in here like that. Coloration actually looks pretty cool. Take it off. Take it on. It looks a little too red. It almost looks better without it, I'm going to say. So the problem is the reds are like a little much. Sorry, I took it off. Reds might be like a little much. Off, on. There you go. Maybe pop in some blues. Like I said, you don't have to be super picky, but you see the contrast I'm creating is making the image pop more. It makes you want to, it just pops out more. It's more visually appealing, right? Boom. I'm going to take David does the gens his way, and we're going to go ahead to export as and export that again. You see how fast we did one just like that. That's another one. And remember, I opened all these tabs, so I might as well just finish them off. There's 2 more. How to loop infinite tier 3 Myers. We already actually kind of, this was one of the earlier ones we did, except for it was a bigger, or sorry, this is the full video. The other one was a sample of that video. So once again, we're going to have similar similar image right there. I kind of like that one. I mean, that one kind of works, but this also works. Him vaulting works. We could take that. I think this is the same one we use right there, that same image. But this also kind of works because it's tier 3 Myers, so he's holding up the knife, tier 3, right? If you know anything about the game, of course. So back to my images, let's go ahead and pull this one in. Once again, I'm going to pull it underneath all the layers. Control T. I'm going to make it like this. And in order to fit Claudette, we're going to have to tilt him. Put it like this, right? And then, of course, we're going to take the logo, move it over here. The top right corner is cut off, so we have to tilt this back more like this. The image is not bright enough, I would say, because it just looks dark. So maybe like this. And then the reds, let's take a look at the reds. The reds don't look good in the lows, maybe in the brights. Okay, the reds make the wall look brighter and pop out. This is what we want, something like this. Even I'm going to an extreme, pulling out those reds. but it still looks cool, right? So let's check the greens. I kind of like the walls. Red looks, they look okay. They look cool green too, but I kind of like them better red. Let's check the greens and the lows. No, that makes things look weird. So I'm going to just, actually, I'm just going to pull out the greens. Not pull them out, just put them back to normal, I should say. And let's check the blues. The blues are weird. They're popping in the, let's pull these out. Let's see what they look like in the highs. Not really. In the lows. Maybe in the middle and then some out of the lows. Now the wall looks bluish. Blue or red, it's a call. The blue kind of pops too, so I'm okay with blue. Take it off, put it on. Pops pretty good. Let's check the reds again and maybe pull them up in the lows. Not really. How are they in the highs? Yeah, you could pull in more in the highs and give it that reddish look. It's really a preference. It's got a bluish reddish look now. Off, on, maybe too much red. Maybe that. I'm being picky now. Normally it's green, but I'm trying to make the colors pop. So anyway, I'm going to come over here and put on the filter on sharp mask. That definitely made everything more contrasting. What I was trying to do is not make his body so dark. A little less. All right, I think we're gonna go with this. Let's take off. Whoops, wrong picture. Off, on, off, on. I think that's fine. See in this image, background's more greenish, but I made it more reddish here. That's just personal preference. It could have been green. If you chose green, I just feel like these colors, this contrast kind of pops a little bit. Remember, you got to look at the thumbnail small, see if you could see things. You know, ideally, the background would be more blurred out. You don't want the background to distract from the image, but we're doing this from screenshots, so it's like we're just taking the best we can get. Chucky didn't have time. Okay, so let's go ahead and finish this last one. And so basically, we did about 15 or so thumbnails. Now it's a little over an hour, it's an hour and 12 minutes. We could have this one that's got Chucky. Where is Chucky? There he is. There we go. Something like this, where he's got something that shows Chucky with the survivors. Let's see, maybe we can find something else. So keep looking. There we go. That's funny. So it shows Chucky. I'm just trying to find a frame, you know, that looks good. This one's actually kind of interesting because it's got all 4 survivors and Chucky. So I don't know. I kind of like this shot right here where we get all 4 survivors. If we can fit all this into a thumbnail. Let me grab this and just, there we go. Let me go. Oh, why did it make it small? All right, we got Nia waving. I just don't like how Chucky's turned backwards. Let me just check this one again to see if I can get a shot, a closer shot with Chucky. No, because the HUD on the left is in the way. It's not really working. So it's just bad angles right here. I'm not really getting a good angle. I think the shot that shows all the survivors is better. Plus the generator went on, so the lights went on, so this is a brighter image. Nia waving. You know, maybe this shot, whatever. One of these two is going to work. You know why? Because we make it work. So we look this way and we look at this one. This one has the generator. You know what? I'm going to pull them both in. Just grab them both and pull them both in. And let's just take a look. Tilt it, like I said, to get everybody in. Which way? Not this way. Probably more this way. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe not tilting it. Unfortunately, we're going to lose Claudette, I think, if we do this. Maybe this. This might be the best we're going to get. But let me check the other one. I feel like this one might work better because of the layout, the positioning. Whoops, I'm on the wrong one. Let me just drag this in front. I feel like this one's going to work better, maybe. Make it bigger. Bigger. Maybe like this. And then logo on this side. Possibly tilt it a little more like this. We want to keep everything aesthetically pleasing. We want things to look symmetrical, balanced. You see this? We got Kate in the left, we got Claudette in the middle, we got the generator on the right, the logo here, the Nia over here. The logo could also go here, but I feel like if we put it here, then we have to shift the frame more this way. And see in the top left, I don't like that palette in the way, so maybe like right here-ish. So this could work as well. Looks symmetrical, right? Chucky's facing more. So I honestly feel like this image is better than this one. You see more of Claudette. It's more balanced, I guess. Chucky's he's facing backwards here. You don't see his face. You don't really see his face here, but you see more of him, and he's holding the knife up, and you see it more clearly. So aesthetically pleasing. This one looks better, I would say. And then plus with the filters, might be a little too red because I kind of like the greenish look. Let's go ahead and unsharp mask on this. It pops a little bit, maybe a little less. And let's go to the filters, and we're going to go to the greens and maybe put in greens in the low. No, something's not right. Pull them out of the high. No. I think we're just going to pull out some of the reds. There's a lot of red. Keep in some red because we're going for like skin tones here. Pull out the reds and the lows. Now we have a more greenish look. Off, on, off, on. We want to pull in some greens now. Maybe in the brights. And then out of the lows. What we're trying to do here is create contrast, right? So this is off. This is on, off, on, off, on. Honestly, I kind of like it off better, but maybe it's because we're too bright with the RGB with the regular one here. So maybe pull in something looks like it's too much. What about the blues? I think it's the blues. There we go. All right. Off, on. Okay. That's actually better. Something like this looks pretty cool. So, good enough. I don't think these letters are going to save the file. So we'll just do file, export, export as, and there. So it's been an hour and 20 minutes total, but that's also the time we took to review things. So let's say it's more like an hour and 10 minutes. And we have quite a few thumbnails somewhere, right? Got these. So we literally have 16. If we're gonna not count that double one of the pinhead, we got 15 thumbnails, roughly an hour and 10 minutes, hour and 15 minutes, maybe you want to say. So that's how fast you can make thumbnails. And let's just like go ahead and look at these. I would say let's take a look at them full screen, right? And we got this one. We got this one. See, this one, there was nothing great, but it still shows because the name of the thing was no reporting zone. And in the end game screen is where people talk trash and they report people. So it's showing an end game screen. It's got text. The text says get faster, bring skill, report. This is a no reporting zone. Obviously, a thumbnail, you're not going to read that text, but it just shows you that there's an end game toxicity happening here with the thumbnail. It was the best we could get for this thumbnail. We got this one. This is a TTV Wesker bested by Super Kate. Perfect thumbnail. Shows her on the truck. This one is Tinker Det ruins Meyer's game. He's vaulting the window. Perfect thumbnail. I told you stay away from the basement. Kate getting hooked by the unknown. It doesn't have anything to do with the basement, but it's still an interesting thumbnail. Looks good. Pops out. Characters right in your face. Perfect. This is Cheater Frames TikTok streamer and reports him. This one also had 2 killers in one game, so it shows the 2 killers, the Chucky going for the Ellen, the Huntress, elk, were elk, feet, the axe, everything. Great thumbnail, proportion, centered, symmetrically, aesthetically pleasing. Love it. The arrows pointing at the flashlight. Sable says flashlights go here in Dead by Daylight. Bunch of flashlights on the ground. Perfect. Fits the title. This one just makes you wonder, like, what is this? Why does the entity have her in the sky? Beautiful background. He has 15k kills, but it's just a game. It makes you wonder, what does this mean? This one, TTV adds me as a friend after I framed him. Shows 2 players. Looks like, what are they up to? I don't know. Makes me want to click on it. How do we get unlimited items in the chest? Shows the chest, the maps in the chest, flashlights in the chest, med kits in the hand, 2 toolboxes on the ground. It's the best we're going to get for this image. Kate and Ghostface in the basement. Title says poor Ghostface meets Kate the basement Houdini. Perfect thumbnail for the title. Pinhead Dwight says bewildered Pinhead has seen me before. Good thumbnail. This one also works. I think this one's better though. This one's more like, I don't know, they're face to face. This one's interesting too, but it doesn't feel like as good as the other one. David does the gens his way. Thumbnail speaks for itself. Another one with Claudette and Myers from the larger game, How to Loop Infinite Tier 3 Myers. His hand is up, showing the Infinite Tier 3. I think it's perfect thumbnail. This one, Chucky doesn't have time for this. It's got all the survivors, Chucky standing there, perfect thumbnail. Right? The name of the first thumbnail was right here, Spook and Douche Strikes Again. It's got, you know, the naughty bear coming after Kate. This one, the color, I don't know, it's good because it's Mount Ormond map. It's very white and bright, but it's fine. It works fine. And there you have it. This is how you make thumbnails fast from the videos, and I need somebody to do this for me. So it's just a matter of how many can you make in an hour, and what is an hour's time worth to you for me to pay. And if we can come to a figure that works, you know, obviously I'm not going to be paying $10 per thumbnail. I don't even want to pay $2 or $1 per thumbnail, but I guess, you know, I can't, it's got to be fair, but you get what I'm saying. If you can make 15 of these in an hour, which was my guess, that somebody could make 15 in an hour if they're good and fast and they know what they're doing and they have it down to a routine. I wouldn't be surprised if somebody can make 20 of these in an hour, maybe even more. But then again, that's kind of pushing it. But I would say if I did 12 in an hour on my first try, I would imagine if somebody got down into a routine and a workflow, they could pump out 15 to 20 of these in an hour, or just about. Some are going to be faster than others. Hardest part, in my opinion, like I said, is finding a good thumbnail. That's the hardest part. You do little tweaks in the program and exporting them out. You copy the titles. I mean, what more is there to do? You put the logo in the right spot. You do the a little sharpening. You pop the colors, the contrast, as we were doing. Like, everything's closed for me right now. Now I'm going to go upload the thumbnails, but you know, that is not something that somebody else has to do. That's something I'm going to obviously have to do, because I'm not going to give people access to my account. my YouTube account to do that. But anyway, I have all those thumbnails named. It didn't take too much time. That's what I'm looking for. And anybody that can do this, it's not that hard. Um, I'm willing to work with if you want to work with me doing this. It's not that difficult. It's really just having an eye for a good thumbnail and making it happen in Photoshop. It's just a matter of finding the right screenshot that fits the title. It's got to either fit the title, you know, Wesker and Kate, or it has to provoke something. It has to be provoke you to want to click on it, make somebody curious, like this, like what is this? And obviously we took this and we turned it into wherever those images are, but like I don't have to keep going over this, but you know, the idea that we did here was we zoomed it in and made it fit proportionately, you know, with the images, which was this one right here. So if you take this image and you look at this image, you know, it's boom, it covers the screen. It's all proportion. Over here, obviously, there's all this wasted room. You want to try to cut out all this extra stuff to look at if possible. You know, there's some sample thumbnails people made for me. I've not used them, but these are, you know, interesting things that people have made or I've done, but some of them people have made, and I have them saved here. I have not used them because I have not paid for them, so I'm not going to use something I didn't pay for, but I saved them just as a reference. And but I was going to show you the other ones that people do with Blender. Like this one looks really nice. It makes you think. Like I would take abusing killers away and change it to something like get good, or yeah, basically like get good or GG easy, something like that that makes you think. But you know, this I would take away playing with killers and you know, put something else in there that makes you want to think. And then I would probably make the pinhead bigger, because when this is a small thumbnail, it'll be much harder to actually see that as a small thumbnail. I can't even make it small enough on this image, but you could see it down here, right? If you look at it down here, you won't see the pinhead. I would say something like enjoy the band, or I don't know. I would come up with a catchier slogan and or catchier text here. If you're gonna add text, see, we didn't add any text on anything. We could add text, but that's gonna be more work, and you could have a text in there that is gonna say something, and then you just change what it says. We don't necessarily need it, but some images might call for it, you know? But it has to be big text, bold text, popping out text, and it has to be short to the point. Like this is kind of an example, right? It says it's got her in the basement. It says this one was the one for stay away from the basement. Um, you know, somebody made this sample and it looks good, and it just says get away. It's got her in the basement, and you could see the killer up here. I would probably have zoomed it in more and tilted it to fit things better, so there's not as much dead wasted space, and you don't see like the perks here, and you don't see this. Obviously logo would be a little bigger like I was doing. I'd probably put it on an angle to make it just bigger. The characters pop out bigger. The text is good though. It's big, it's bold, it says something simple, and you know, it's not like a bunch of small text. These are just the ideas you want to keep in your mind when making thumbnails. These are all other samples of things that have been here. But see, this one I made this really quick, and it was actually by accident, because when I opened up the Photoshop, it had the nurse in it already, and I didn't really intend on doing this, but I had the Kate screenshot like this, and I just shifted the nurse over and put it here, and she's stomping on the nurse. So I kind of made this by accident without even meaning to, but I think it's great. I mean, if I were to spend more time on it, I would take some of this text in the top right or top left corner out, and well, I put the logo there. But this was I don't know, the original picture. This is where I color contrasted the nurse, moved her over to fit, put the logo. But this was done on accident. When I just pulled the picture in, I got the idea to put the nurse there. And this is a Trolling Killers with Cheats compilation as the title. So Trolling Killers, she's stomping on the nurse. It fits perfectly. Um, you know, that's the thing. So here's some other samples people made. And I feel like I get the idea of this. This was also for Trolling Killers with Cheats. But I feel like when this is small, you're not going to be able to really read all that text, and it's a lot to look at. But some people do make thumbnails like this. But what I'm saying is we don't need to go to these lengths to make like these thumbnails for most of the videos. And anyway, I'm going to stop rambling and ranting on, because I think like the video itself just shows what could be done. These were some other samples somebody made for me. They were okay, but like my critique for this would be, okay, it's fine, but not really, because, well, the resolution looks low, but that could just be the screenshot. But the nurse head's too small and it's in the way of the character. And also this screenshot doesn't say anything, like there's no action in it, right? There's no action. So like, why does this make me want to click on it? This is just somebody dying on the hook. It's bright in your face. It looks good, but once again, there's no action, just somebody dying on a hook. Logo's too small. Logo's too small on all these that they made. This one's more interesting. I would want to click on this because like what's happening here? She's in the sky, like dying. That's more interesting. Logo should be on the left. It should be bigger, and the left is too close to her head. The logo's like distracting from the image being there, and it should be bigger. I kind of like this one. Contrast pops out, the colors. That's a screenshot from one of my videos. This, once again, is just somebody dying on the hook. Not the most interesting shot, but it looks centered in proportion. It looks okay. Not the most interesting screenshot. This one's all right. Once again, it's not really like an action shot. Like the shots that I was taking usually had two characters in them. This one was for 3 killers, 2 survivors in one game. So I would have put 3 killers in the photo, not just one, because it doesn't fit the title. This is okay. It's aesthetically pleasing with the size of the image and the everything, but once again, nothing really crazy happening here. But it does look nice, like as far as it's clear and you could see what it is. Small. Once again, the logo is kind of small, and if it were bigger, it'd be covering her head, so you'd want to reposition things. This one, not the greatest, just shows Wesker carrying somebody. It's proportioned, once again, logo over his head, but not the greatest shot. This one, again, not the greatest shot, because it's hard to see the clown. There's no contrast. Clown's too bright. It's just her on the hook. Not the best selection of a thumbnail. Not the best selection of a thumbnail, just her dying on the hook. Once again, you know, there's no action. There's not 2 characters. They look okay, but like there's nothing going on. This is just a sable in the grass. Quality looks poor, low resolution. Once again, this one looks better because at least there's 2 characters and there's something going on. More interesting, 2 characters against a clear background. Better idea. This one's okay. Oni carrying somebody, not the most interesting shot, but it's not bad. The background does not contrast against the Oni. So I would have changed the coloration to try to make it pop out more. You want the characters to contrast against the background so you can clearly see the characters popping out of the background. This one, once again, not the best image, just a pig standing there with somebody here. It's not framed in a way that's interesting. It's bright. There's no contrast. It's not really a good image. This one's better because I like it because it's in your face. She's vaulting. It's got the Twitch shirt. More interesting to look at. Still not crazy action. Nothing really that makes you wonder, but it still looks cool. So I can go with this. This one somebody else made. I like the idea of this better because this is the title of this video was All That Healing Just to Go Down Again, just to get hit again, basically, and it shows them healing. A little too much room on the right, a little too much like dead space on the right, I would say. Logo should be bigger. Colors look nice, saturated. I would probably make it a little sharper and a little, maybe a little brighter for when it's a thumbnail, just a little brighter, and reposition it so that this is happening more in the frame. But it's a better idea, better concept of matching what the title of the video was, definitely. This one also too matches. It was a Maury Myers video, although once again I would try to get rid of this stuff on the left, showing the HUD, maybe reposition it more to show Kate in the image. Maybe have to, like, you saw how I was tilting the images, rotating them to try to fit more in the picture and create a certain, like, it creates a certain effect, tilting it, fitting more in, making everything more symmetrical, possibly brightening this a little bit because all the darkness. I mean, the idea is good. I would probably just have colored, tinted it, contrast, all that stuff just a little different to make it pop out more. This one's really good. Like I said, the dead space on the right, I would have just framed it better, tilted it, made everything fit better, but the idea is good. The title, like I said, was Stay Away from the Basement. This one actually works better than this one because this one was not taken from my screenshot. It was probably taken somewhere off the internet, but the idea is better because obviously the background is less complicated. There's not as much to look at, and the characters stand out more. Maybe would have made it a little bigger if possible, but it still looks good. This looks actually pretty good. The logo bigger, maybe this just a little bigger, not much bigger, just to fill up a little more space. This is a screenshot I took. It wasn't edited yet, but I was trying to show, I was trying to compare this to the image of here with the pig. Where was it? The one that showed the pig, this one. I was trying to say, pick a shot that has more action, like this, you know, at least the pig's gonna break the pallet and come for Sable. You know, you could use something like that, or at least this, the pig is about to Maury, whoever that is on the ground, and the Sable standing over, you know, at least that's more action in the shot. You know, I said something like this, because at least it makes you wonder. This one is, the name of the title is, Why is Sable Always in the Basement? So it shows Claire, she's pointing, the clown is behind her, looking, it makes you curious, what is she pointing at? Why is the clown following? Is he trying to kill her? Or are they becoming friends? Like, what is going on in this image? It wasn't edited, but I would say, you know, use something like this for that. I could throw it in Photoshop right now and turn it into a thumbnail, but, you know, this one I picked as just a sample because it shows the huntress behind her grabbing the hatchets. What is Sable doing? Just curious. It's not edited, but it's something that could be used. You know, this one, somebody made this, but I don't really like because the pinhead's too small. As a thumbnail, you won't be able to see what's happening here. You won't really be able to tell that she's on a roof. There's too much wasted negative space of things that aren't filling up the screen. The concept is there, but the look of it doesn't really work. Like I said, that one's good. I would make the pinhead bigger, probably change the font, change the background, make the background brighter. All right, so anyway, I'm scrolling through these images, but that's the gist of it. It's been an hour and 40 minutes. I'm going to end it here. I need somebody to make thumbnails for me. If you're interested and can do what I did and you actually watch this whole video, then hit me up and we'll talk business.